they are being brought back to India. They've now been deported from Thailand. Images that are now coming across as far as Indian officials are also said to accompany the Luthra brothers, Saurabh and Gaurav Luthra. A week after the Inferno, the Goa Nightclub fire, the brothers immediately decided to flee from the country. They managed to get on a flight to Thailand. They were believed to be hiding in Phuket when, after 4 days, they were detained and were put up in a detention facility. Let's connect with Bhavtosh now. Bhavtosh, pictures coming in Bangkok airport. What we are told that they are about to take a flight back to India. They have now been deported.
Yes, Amita, in fact, these are the first visuals of Luthra brothers who, in fact, fled from the country on Sunday as soon as the fire broke out. And after nearly 9 days of diplomatic heft and also convincing Thailand authorities that they are wanted in a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, India have now managed to successfully take them out first from Phuket, then to Bangkok, and finally they will be arriving here in New Delhi. They will later be produced in a Delhi court, and then the transit remand will be taken. This is a story that has been followed very closely by Times Now right from the day when this fire broke out, the tragic incident that happened, then how they fled from the country, and then subsequently when they were detained in Phuket. A lot of agencies had worked overtime, including central agencies that tracked them, who in fact worked overtime behind the doors, and then Indian diplomatic missions who made sure that they don't take any legal recourse, delaying their stay in Bangkok. Indian agencies, officials who are accompanying them will hand them over to Goa police, because this case is of Goa police. But the question is, will Goa police investigate this case in which tragically 25 people lost their lives? Back to you.
Right, but who's accompanying them? Who's accompanying them back to India, and what flight have they boarded, and what is the destination going to be? Are they going to come back to Delhi airport?
Well, they will be coming back to Delhi airport, that's for sure, because at Delhi airport, the custody will be, in fact, they will be handed over by officials who are accompanying them to Delhi police as well as to Goa police. Goa police arrived here late in the night itself, and then it's expected that they will be taken on transit remand to Patiala House Court, where their custody will be sought, because around 1 to 3 days custody will be sought, and then they will be produced before the Goa court. Now, who is accompanying them? It's as of now we should not tell them. But yes, officials who are accompanying them are in direct touch with Interpol Thailand. Till they are at the airport, they are still in a way legally in the custody of Thai authorities, Thai immigration officials, because they were detained on a request that was sent by Indian agencies. There is a blue notice against them, but the blue notice does not allow you to detain anyone. But it was a request sent by central agencies that led to this. There was a lot of back channel discussion that was going on between India and Thailand. It was a request and a request sent by central agencies that led to this, and formally they will be coming back to India. But as we have been telling our viewers that Goa police needs to investigate this case very seriously, because there is a collusion between Goa police, politicians and businessmen which led to this tragic death.
Bhavtosh, request you to stay on with us. We also have Priyank connected with us. Priyank, in those exclusive pictures and first playing here on Times Now, are they being identified as those individuals who are wearing a cap and their face is hidden with the mask? Now they are being brought back after being detained for several days now. Of course, we were looking at the weekend in between, but now with all the formalities and documentation work over, now they are being deported.
Yes, Amita, Times Now Newsbreak has confirmed that the Luthra brothers are traveling by the flight at 10:50. This is an Indigo flight of 1064, which is expected to depart from Bangkok in a short while from now. It's 9:04 here, and if you think about Bangkok time, it's 9:35, which means that within 15 minutes of time period, the Luthra brothers will be taking off from Bangkok once they have been on board of this particular flight, which is an Indigo flight, which has started from the Bangkok airport. At 1:55, the Luthra brothers will be touching down here at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, where the 7-member team of the Goa police is waiting since last evening, which is comprising of 1 IPS officer, 2 of the inspector, and other officers who are also part of this particular probe team. The Goa police did not want to go to Bangkok because those things were not under the jurisdiction. These Luthra brothers, let me tell you to our viewers, have been traveling on the emergency travel certificate, which has been provided by the Indian Embassy back there in Thailand, after consultation with the Immigration Department of Thailand, which means that the travel certificate is only meant to fly to India, nowhere else. Okay. We have seen that both the brothers have been wearing cap. Both the brothers have masks on their face to hide their identity. But the shameful act which they have done, people will always remember their face, because we have multiple pictures of them being detained as well as in custody of the Thailand police officials are concerned. Our colleague Isha Mishra is also on board, so we'll be able to know that what exactly happened in the flight. But what is very important to be seen, that this particular visit and the transfer has been kept very secured. That's why the brothers have been brought to the aircraft at the last moment. What I was getting to know through my sources, that since 2 hours, the officials from the Indian Immigration Department as well as the Indian Embassy in Bangkok have been there on the airport at this particular terminal near the transit station, because they wanted to facilitate this particular transfer very smoothly. But the timing is very important for the for the agency's purpose, because at last moment these brothers have been brought. So what I am expecting, that they will be told to sit in the front rows so that they can be away from the media cameras, which is certainly not possible, because they are the ones who have been culprit, and the kind of walk they are having, this is showing a
well, because
very
previously, Priyank, when their pictures came in after being detained, they were handcuffed. You know, the pictures that we're also playing out, but this time it doesn't seem that the handcuff is on them. I don't know that if that would be the situation when they touch down in India, but please to stay on with us. Bhavtosh, tell us that exact moment when they step foot back in India, what will happen with the Luthra brothers?
Well, they will be boarding this flight, as Priyank was telling us, that once they land in India, they will be obviously escorted out, and at around 1:45, that flight will be landing. Once all the immigration formalities are completed, then a joint team of Delhi Police Crime Branch as well as Goa Police will take them into custody. Then formally they will be arrested, and transit remand will be taken. Whether the arrest take place at the airport or whether the arrest take place formally, whether the court will be informed about the arrest, that will be decided at the airport itself. And the transit remand will be taken by the Goa police. That is important because the crime itself has taken place in Goa. That is the most important thing as far as this case is concerned. The brothers on their part had given some very outlandish excuses when they had moved the bail application to a point where they said that they fear for their life, they will be lynched, and even saying that they have several medical conditions, including one of the brothers saying that he's suffering from epilepsy. So these are the arguments that were presented in the court. And even they said that the vicarious liability lies on the managers who were working in the Goa establishment and not with them. They also, in fact, said that they went to Thailand only because of business reasons and not because they escaped. So these were some of the arguments, but the court, in fact, made very scathing observation, saying that they actually escaped while trying to put the liability on someone else. So one has to wait and see what happens in the court today. But tremendous work by central agencies that they managed to track them within 3 to 4 days, knowing very well that fugitives from India do manage to escape, and it's very tough to bring them back to the country. And our colleague, as Priyank was saying, is accompanying them, is on the same flight. Let's hope that she does speak to them, or at least try to get their version. Their lawyers, in fact, have said that they have been unnecessarily dragged into this case because at that point of time when the fire broke out, they were attending a wedding.
With them, isn't there? I mean, they were in Bangkok as far as when it comes to their counsel representing them. Is that confirmed, Bhavtosh? The lawyers representing the Luthras?
Yes. Yes, Amita, in fact, the lawyers are with them, but as of now, the lawyers have a very limited role, at least till the flight is being taken, because at the airport is still in the jurisdiction of Thailand. And when the flight takes place, when the flight is on air, also that is in Thailand. When the flight lands, they will be in India. There are already warrants that have been issued. Their anticipatory bail application has been rejected. So more or less, they are in custody of various agencies, whether it's in Thailand as of now, whether when they land in Delhi, they have no anticipatory bail application. The lawyers obviously will argue once they will be taken to Delhi court, obviously the lawyers on their part have said the vicarious liability does not lie with the Luthras. The vicarious liability lies with the managers.
So, Bhaptosh, for a better understanding, when they land in India, would they be, placed under formal arrest and they will be shifted to a jail before, Goa police approaches the court and seeks for transit remand?
Well, Amita, two things can happen. Either they can be arrested at the airport itself, or they can be taken to the court and then they can be arrested. So both the things can happen. If we go by precedence, as in other cases, Tahur Rana and Anmol Bishnoi were arrested immediately at the airport by the NIA. But there are some other cases in which the accused have been arrested in the airport because warrants have been issued. So both the things can happen as far as the case is concerned. It all depends on the prosecuting agency, in this case, the Goa police. We have to wait and see what happens. But as of now, they are not arrested. They are in the custody of officials, in this case, Thailand authorities, and then subsequently, when they will land, the police, both the police, whether it's the Goa police and Delhi police, they will decide.
No, I'm asking where they will be kept till the time Goa police seeks for their transit remand.
Well, immediately what we have learned since yesterday is that they will be shifted. They will be shifted immediately from the airport to Patiala House Court, and at the airport they might be questioned, and then after questioning, they can be arrested at the airport itself.
All right. We have Arunil as well right now. Arunil, is the police now prepared from Goa? Because finally, when it comes to the perpetrators of the nightclub tragedy, a week later that we are now looking them finally having been brought back to India. It's a matter of approximately 4 hours and 20 minutes that the flight time usually takes from Bangkok to Delhi.
Well, a significant development in the Arpora pub fire case. The Luthra brothers who absconded from India within hours after the fire broke out, after 25 innocent lives were lost, now have been brought back to India. A massive victory for India's agencies as well, India's External Affairs Ministry. Now a series of meetings will be expected in Goa as well. Goa CM basically taking stock of the situation. The entire responsibility of the Goa government as well as the Goa police, under whose jurisdiction the case really falls in, will be to build a watertight case in this such kind of fire incidents. Proving culpability of the main accused becomes the prime responsibility. If we look at the other such fire incidents as well, Amita, the Kamla Mills fire case, in that case as well, the focus was to prove that how the owners were at fault. Here as well, the Goa police has been working on that aspect, that how several fire safety measures were brutally violated, how a fire show was happening at the Birch Club in Romeo Lane, Arpora, Goa. A fire show was happening, and because of the fire show, because proper fire safety guidelines were not in place, the fire basically escalated, killing innocent lives. 25 innocent lives were lost. And how the owners showed grave insensitivity.
Well, it is now up to the Goa police to now build a watertight case, to not let go and allow the lies of the Luthra brothers to take center stage as far as justice for those 25 victims, mainly being their own staffers. Justice shouldn't elude them. Priyank is also connected with us. Priyank, tell us about the involvement of multiple agencies, Indian and Thai authorities, and how quick was it as far as the action immediately was taken? A blue corner notice was issued. Of course, as far as when it comes to the perpetrators are concerned, they were quicker than law. When the nightclub was still burning, they managed to book their tickets and fly out of India. But now India has now got them back as far as with the quick action of authorities are concerned. Who all were involved?
Amita, let me tell your viewers that this is a very important point where we have to understand that how agencies actually act in this kind of scenario. Goa police was busy in the rescue operation because the first priority for any law enforcing agency is to provide assistance to those individuals who are trapped in this kind of disastrous fire. The police officials, the senior officials, everyone was there at the location. In fact, the CM also reached on time. But later to that, what we could see that after the fire took place, the police officers started the paperwork, the FIR was filed, and they started looking for the owners. When the owners were contacted, they were not in touch by the police officers. They kept on claiming that we will be coming and joining the investigation. But soon after, the police officers reached to their residence in the national capital, because there was an FIR which was filed against them. They found that the owners have already escaped from the country. Their phone record, the immigration records were checked, and it was found that they have taken the flight for Bangkok because the Goa officials got in touch with the immigration department, knowing the fact that the owners are influential people, they can fly abroad also. And that was certainly a very big setback for the investigation and big hurdle in the road, in fact, a roadblock in the further investigation, but the police official kept on doing the investigation. Later to that, the immigration department officials were contacted, blue corner notice was sought, and it was the Goa police, the local sources, which actually spotted the brothers near an eatery there in Phuket. Okay. Based on which, the Indian Immigration Department were contacted, the Thai authorities were alerted, and the Thai Immigration Department, the IMM of the Thai department, finally managed to apprehend them, and that's how we got the pictures of the handcuff being there. Later to that, the process started, and now after issuing an emergency travel certificate, which was issued by the Indian officials in the Indian embassy back there in Bangkok, these Luthra brothers are being brought to the national capital. Here, they will be picked by the Goa police team, and IPS rank officer, along with the other officials are present here. But what is very important that whether they will be produced before the court or not. There are two options, as Bhafsoos was also trying to point out. One is that if the police officers from the Goa take them under custody at this location, which is in the national capital, then certainly the accused will have to be taken to the Patiala House Court, from where the police official will be trying to take their police remand, which will be a transit remand, and then the accused will be taken to Goa, where further proceeding can start. If that is not the scenario, if there are some provisions which can be used by the official, where the direct flight could be taken to Goa, and that can only be done if the Bangkok authorities, the Bangkok legal proceeding, the court has mentioned that the accused should be sent back to Goa, not to Delhi. But this is a case where the port which was being used by the accused to flee away from the country is the exact port where the emergency travel document is made. Since the accused had fled away from Delhi,
understanding before they are actually produced in court, wouldn't a formal arrest be required of the two brothers?
Yes. Yes, that's a scenario, because what we are trying to tell the viewers, if the Bangkok authority, if the Thailand court has written it in the order that the accused should be taken to the concerned police station jurisdiction where the FIR has been filed, then in that particular scenario, accused will be straight away taken to Goa. But there are very rare possibilities. The second option is very important, because since the accused used Delhi International Airport to leave the country, that's why the emergency travel certificate has been made in the name of Delhi Airport, which is an IJ airport. Okay. If that is the scenario, then the police official will have to arrest him here, both the brothers, and both the brothers will be taken to the concerned jurisdiction court, which is the Patiala House Court for the IJ airport. So that is a possible scenario. We will keep on updating to our viewers. In the most likelihood, the accused will be taken to Patiala House Court, because the provision says that if someone is arrested here in India, legal proceedings will be followed, and then the accused will be taken back. And the timing is also important, because if you see, by Indian time at 2 p.m. at 1:55, the accused will be landing here. It will be just a matter of 1 hour before the accused can be taken to the Patiala House Court, and where after an hour of proceeding or so, by late evening, the accused can be taken back to Goa. So, as we have been telling to our viewers since Thursday, that the deportation process is going smooth, which can be seen. The accused are on the way.
Handcuffs now while boarding the plane. Usually, when it comes to the detention, when it had happened, Priyanka, I'll just come to you, Arunil. They were handcuffed and they were pictured in that. But it seems that when they are boarding the plane, they are not wearing those handcuffs. Priyank?
Amita, because they are escorted by the flight marshals. Okay. There are flight marshals who are always there whenever there is any kind of threat perception regarding any kind of individual. They are being escorted by the Indian, officials from the Thailand embassy of Indian government, which is there in Bangkok. So obviously they are very well escorted. The airport is a secure place. Once they have entered the airport, there is nowhere where they can go. This particular aero bridge, which is connecting to the aircraft, is also heavily secured. So there is no possibility when accused can attempt to flee away from the location. Handcuffs are there when any individuals is feared by the investigating team or any law enforcing agency that they can flee away from the location. In fact, in the jails, the accused don't wear handcuffs. So that is the thing which our viewers need to understand, that since this is a highly secured area of the Bangkok airport, the accused have taken the gate number F1, as you can also see in the visuals, and from this aero bridge, they have boarded the flight. Okay. Very interestingly, this last minute surprise was given by the agency to avoid any kind of threat to the accused.
Last question before we head into a short break. It is exactly 9:20 a.m. Indian Standard Time. What are we looking at their flight time? Are they already have boarded the plane and the flight has taken off?
Very good question, Amita. For that, I'll have to check the timing. Okay, yeah, it's 10:50. What I can check it on my phone, Bangkok time. So certainly the flight has taken off.
Okay.
We will be certainly tracking it.
Yes, we're going to track that every movement there because it is approximately around 2 p.m. Indian Standard Time when we are looking at their landing with all the due process. That would be done at the airport. Remains to be seen what action with the Indian authorities will be taken to immediately place them under formal arrest, or there would be other, when it comes to procedures, legal procedures would be undertaken before they are finally brought back to Goa to face the Indian judicial system. Arunil and Priyank, thank you very much for the moment. The first pictures coming in of the Luthra brothers, they are now being deported to India. We'll be tracking each and every move right here on Times Now.